What's going on YouTube? I have here an IKEA wall shelf. It's maybe 8 inches wide by 30 inches long. And I'm going to make this into a diorama to show you guys how to do it. And I figure this can be a way to display some cars on the shelf. Now, I'm not going to do a paved road on this one, I don't think. I think this is just going to be off-road scenery. So, you take your patching plaster and get this at Walmart. It's like $5 for this tub. And it's very simple. You can use hydrocal or sculpting plaster, like some of the model. I know like Woodland Scenics has different plasters that you can use. I just like using this because it's easy to find, it's cheap. I mean, guess technically you don't even really need to use it, but personally I like the texture. You could just put the landscape on the board. That would work. But I like to get more of a texture underneath the rock and grass and whatever else you put down. So in dioramas past that I've made, these lines here have been issues, so it's important. You know, you want it to look as natural as possible. And obviously right now, at this point, you're not worried about colors, you're just worried about texture. Let's say that's a good enough coat. So it's just that easy. Now this is going to be a simple layout. It's not going to be any hills. It's not going to be a paved road. I may or may not put a water feature down. I'm undecided yet. But basically I just wanted to have a 4x4 trail. The one in the other diorama didn't really come out as I envisioned. But that's really all there is to it as far as texturing it goes. Now this will be hung on the wall, so I gotta make sure. What I could do is just maybe build up a little bit of some uneven terrain. This works a lot better with plaster cloth. With this, so it'll take longer to set, but that should still be okay. I don't have any rock outcroppings or anything like that. And really, you just want to try to get rid of any of the lines. I've had a lot of requests about this, so this is me doing it. Now, this video is just going to be laying down the plaster. The next video will be much more instructive, much more informative as far as actually laying down the earth and really giving it life. So you gotta be careful because that kind of stuff there happens. That's one thing about the joint compound where I think plaster, sculpting plaster or hydrocal might be more of an advantage. It's probably easier to work with from this standpoint. And it's already starting to set because it's such a thin layer. But you can also take sandpaper, to it to get whatever, you know, if you want like a smooth surface. If I was doing a paved road, then I would sand down really good whatever part I'm paving. But like this stuff here doesn't bother me too much because it's going to be painted and covered. So just want to try to get the major lines out of it. So that's basically it. That is your surface. The next step, once it dries really good, is to paint it. You just want to paint it a basic earth tone and give it a good undercoat. Probably, I like to use brown, different shades of brown, but you could use different gray colors, darker grays. You can use darker greens. Really the big thing, you just want to make sure that if you go light on a spot with grass or turf or gravel, that none of the white shows through. So that's the purpose of the undercoat. I've been watching a lot of videos from Luke Towan, Boulder Creek Railroad. I would recommend any of you that want to build one of these or make one of these, check out his channel. That guy is unbelievable. But so that's it for step one. All right, I'll let this set and then I'll be back and I'll show you guys basically how to continue from here.